Let's talk about the variants. So while it's true that virus variants are a significant public health concern, there seems to be a lot of focus as each new variant, comes to light and and make new discoveries of it. But is there a false impression right now that the vaccines don't protect us when they really do?
I think the best way to think about it is to not think about it unless you have to. And right now, you don't have to think about it until someone in the CDC or someone says this variant, is evading our vaccine. Well, then we need to look at that one. Otherwise, these variants are important for the CDC and the federal government and everyone to follow internationally. But we as individuals don't need to worry about it because currently the vaccine is working against all of those. So let's just put them aside. It's kind of interesting. We're glad the government's following, but we don't really need to get too worried about it.
All right, let's talk about that efficacy. The fact that, two of the vaccines have about 95% efficacy. It's this,
Right.
expectation of how it's going to perform in real life.
So it's a great point, Elizabeth. I think that first of all, this is amazing, right? Because our prior vaccines were like 60% effective or 40% effective, and now we're like, my goodness, we have 95% effective. That means we're never going to get this thing. No, let me just simplify it. Imagine it was 95%. That means 1 in 10 people would still get the virus, right? So that you think so that's a lot of people when you add those up in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But 9 out of 10 will not get it. So it's an effective way to think about it, but someone's going to eventually break through and get the virus. It's not 100%.
So is that where these breakthrough, so-called breakthrough infections are coming from? You're hearing these stories of people that have, gotten sick with COVID after getting both shots?
Yeah, so I think again, there's a lot of issues here in real world life when vaccines are being given out. Things happen, people may not mount a response. There's a lot of different things that can happen, and so occasionally something's going to, pop through that. Remember, we're doing this for two reasons, right? We're trying to protect that individual, and we're trying to prevent them from getting the virus, and we're trying to reduce the spread in the population, so we eventually dampen down the whole virus. The vaccine plays two big roles, okay? So it's important to just get the vaccine, even if it might still get infected after the vaccine. A very small chance. I mean, it's a tiny chance you might get affected.
And